Hi, welcome back to the studio, Miss 1989 cardigan. Hi, new vlog. It's Monday. I didn't vlog all weekend and I meant to, but I just never felt like the right time to start one of these because, to be frank, I was never really in a great mood and I just had things to complain about and I was like, that's not gonna be fun. Today's also been terrible. So, hey! One thing about me is I can't keep a secret, so I'll just tell you. Earlier today, I fully cried about a mistake I made at work today for like an hour. And that was compounded by the fact that I did not get good sleep last night. I went to bed at like 4 a.m. because I started this. And of course my camera battery is flashing at me because I can't do one thing. Half a century later. Hi. I really could have gone and gotten my charger when my camera died that last clip, but I had a really bad day at work today. She says not wanting to be negative at the start of a vlog, but that's literally all I can bring to the universe today. After work, I accidentally fell asleep. Woke up at midnight. It's like 1 o'clock right now. I've been wanting to get back to sleep, but I just keep watching YouTube videos and I've been in a really funky mood lately. My inner monologue lately has been I Hate It Here by Taylor Swift. So needless to say, I have not been reading that much, but I'll do an initial reading update. I don't know why I've been hugging a pillow this entire clip. The book that I've started that this vlog is probably going to follow me reading is the 4th Bridgerton book that's following Penelope, which is the season that just came out. Did I want to finish this before that happened and rewatch the entire series to watch season 3? Yes, but it didn't really happen that way. I'm currently 38 pages into this. I did feel a bit of pressure to like rush my way through this so I can just watch the show, but I've decided to stop from getting spoiled. I don't have TikTok downloaded anymore. I don't have Twitter downloaded. Well, I mean, I've never had Twitter downloaded. I usually just go in it. Is this crazy? I deleted the Twitter app so I'd stop going on it. So for the past like 3 years, I've only just used my Safari app to go on Twitter. But I've stopped doing that. I'm expecting I'll really like that. Hey, there's treats on the bed for you to eat and enjoy and you're covering them? You don't want treats? There's no way that I won't like this just because I like Julia Quinn. I'm gonna go listen to I Hate It Here and Why Am I Like This on loop. Good night. I'm determined to not make this vlog entirely in my own apartment, and I literally am walking out the door with my bag and my wallet, but I was like, hold on, I gotta tell the vlog. It's Shelby's birthday! Oh, Judy! Oh, tell hi. Say, or what? Say hi to the vlog. Hello. But I'm going home now, and I have tea when I get home, because a lot happened today. Oh, yeah. Hi, Judy! Okay, I'm leaving. Bye. Gonna love you. Happy birthday. Love you. I'm gonna go listen to Tortured Poets Department for 15 minutes straight. It's so hot. Love you more, bye. Alrighty, I'm home from work. I really don't feel like packing a lunch for tomorrow, so as I do this update, I'm gonna pack my lunch so I can multitask. My sleeping schedule was just fucked. I accidentally fell asleep at like 7 p.m. and I was like, I'm just gonna go right back to sleep when I woke up. That didn't happen. I ended up waking up at like 8:15 and I had a mandatory 9 a.m. meeting. That was like a full department monthly meeting. Sprinted to work, was 5 minutes late still, so that was fun. I walked into this meeting and immediately on the agenda was work from home update. Hi. Right now, I'm so fortunate. I went from a job that I had no work from home at all ever, even during the throes of the pandemic, to I was 3 days 3 days in office, 2 days from home. So I took Mondays and Fridays from home because it got rid of my Sunday scaries. Anyway, the announcement that we got today was 5 days in office. I just find it kind of funny that I was not having a good day like all week. It's really been rough. And then I go into work and it's like, hi, you also have no more flexibility in your job. I mean, the way that they sold it was you can take a day from home every now and then if you need one. So I'm like processing that. Okay, well, consider this an act of self-love that I did shower and I'm in bed before 11. Is it before 11? It's 10:56. I can claim that. Well, for the first time in a while, I have some downtime before bed. I'm gonna get a little bit further into the, what book is this? Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. Before that though, I do want to give a shout out to a booktuber who I'm enjoying her content, so I want to talk about her, but also it's like close to my heart. I want to shout out Amberly. I'll link her down below. Amberly was a booktuber that I was really good friends with in like 2013 when we were both teenagers rambling on the internet about books. We would do like Google Lives together and we talked all the time as teenagers. And then she didn't post for like a decade. We kind of drifted apart and she just started posting again like 2 months ago. And I love her videos so much. I need you to go and watch them. They feel like slice of life videos. They're just like sit down videos talking about either books she wants to read or books she's read lately. She went to school for like philosophy and maybe even English literature. I don't know. She explained it in her first video back and I already forgot. But I'm just like so astounded by how much she's grown up, and like that feels so pretentious, but I feel like I went to school for English and I still read like porn and I get upset when I don't understand like classics and things like that, but she is reading such cool books and it just makes me feel smart by proxy to listen to her talk about the books that she likes. So even if you don't read like literary fiction or the kinds of things that she does, like I highly recommend going and listening to her just talk about them because her videos are so enjoyable. They're all like less than 10 minutes long. I didn't realize how much I missed her. Like it is just so nice to see her face. And she only has like not even 400 subscribers. I just really need you to go and watch her videos because she is so well spoken, and I'm like I don't even read the kind of books that she reads, and I'm like, yep, that one's going on the TBR. Yep, that one's going on the TBR. That's my girl. Oh my god. Good morning, children. I can't tell you if it's been 3 weeks or 3 days since I've last recorded. Also, these windows are way too bright. My last clip was me and Shelby reading at her house. We both were kind of like, we need to do some reading, but it probably isn't going to be that much. She finished her book and I got all but like 50 pages from the end of Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. I don't know that I need to explain this one a lot because I'm sure a lot of people have read it or seen the show, but obviously I'm interested in watching the show because in the show she's a plus size female lead. I'm ignoring the fact that in the book she loses some weight. And my sentiments on this after finishing it just now, I think it's my least favorite in the series so far. Colin as a side character is like the funny and quick-witted one, but as a main character you see a lot more of his temper. All the men in the Bridgerton family, by the way, have these tempers that come out of nowhere, so it's not at this point surprising. But I just don't like that this book had such a power imbalance because Penelope has been obsessed with him since she was like 17, so she's desperate for him in a way that's relatable, like come on. But he has such the upper hand with it because he's the one who's gonna decide should I or shouldn't I. So when the feelings for her develop, it just felt like it came out of nowhere. It was like the tone where he's like, I'm not gonna fall in love with Penelope, like Penelope, and almost considers her like gross. But in the second half, he's like, well, damn, she's kind of sexy. It feels like there was no real chemistry here. And because you get to see more of Colin, all you really get to see more of is the fact that he's a jerk. I really should have written my thoughts down as I read this because I just have so much that I didn't enjoy about it. And I can't quite recall every single detail. And it was a lot of like detail work, so I don't know how descriptive I want to get. But I just didn't like it. Also, the main plot of this is all about Lady Whistledown. And because if you've seen the show, it tells you who it is in the first season. All of the suspense about who is it is not interesting, which that's pretty much the whole plot of this book, is uncovering Lady Whistledown in the backdrop of Colin and Penelope falling for one another, allegedly. I mean, I think it ended in a good place. I get why they did what they did. It was just super annoying. This one also was like a step down from her typical craft. I was tabbing the hell out of her other books. Like on page 1, the character banter just immediately takes off. I know this one looks like I have a lot of tabs in it, but I really wasn't in love with their dialogue scenes together. It was just kind of awkward. There was no like jaw-dropping profession of love in this one. I don't know, it felt too convenient. All that to say, I'm really hoping that the show blows me away and they change enough of this to actually be compelling and interesting. I do want to rewatch seasons 1 and 2 before I get to season 3, so maybe by then part 2 of season 3 will be out and I can just watch all of it together. But I'm happy that I read it, at least so I have some reference material. It's definitely not getting more than 3 stars for me though, especially because book 3 was so fucking good. I do want to continue that series. There are 4 more of them though, And although they're quick to read, I do need a break between them because it's the same vibe every book of like, we can't be together unless we're married. Oh no, I'm in this high society and we can't do this, otherwise the town will look at us badly. The whole politics of it just gets really old after like one book for me, so I need something to break it up in the middle. So I decided to start a book on Kindle that I've had downloaded for a hot minute. Julie Soto's sophomore novel. I don't even know when this comes out, but I read Forget Me Not last year and it was my favorite book of the year. Like hands down favorite book of the year. Her sophomore novel, Not Another Love Song, was on like free download on NetGalley or something. I think she wrote this book before she wrote Forget Me Not, which to me, it just like reeks of debut novel already. Like it kind of almost feels like it's still in its fan fiction phase, because let's be honest, did we clock the cover? Adam Driver, what are you doing here? Also, as you can see from the cover, we've got some orchestra characters, so they both play in the like Manhattan orchestra, like the biggest one in the US. I'm only 10% of the way through, so I don't know what the ongoing action will be, but as you can imagine just from this being a Raylo fanfic, it's like grumpy guy who's mean and small, sarcastic female lead. So far, nothing new and outstanding here. We've already gotten the line multiple times that he is so tall and so big. I feel like I'm reading an Allie Hazelwood book. I have 4.5 hours left of this book. Immediately, I was like, I'm gonna love this one just as much as Forget Me Not, because Forget Me Not genuinely did not have a single ounce of corniness in it. I feel like a lot of times I read romance nowadays, I'm having to suspend my disbelief and ignore the fact that half of what the writer writes is just obnoxious. But Forget Me Not, I didn't feel that way. Within one chapter of this book, I'm already like, ooh, okay, different editor this time around, because not enjoying it half as much. I just kind of was craving a book to read on Kindle because I want to fly through something and I wanted something good. We'll see if that prophecy is fulfilled, but let's see how fast I can read a Adam Driver fanfiction. God damn it, I got roped into another one. I'm now 31% of the way into it. I did read this on my lunch break today and the main character said something so obnoxious, I actually closed the book and went back to work. Like it took me that far out of it. I'm sticking by my confidence that this is gonna be a worse book because it's technically her debut. It's the first thing she wrote. This feels straight from the archives of AO3. The writer kind of doesn't understand the orchestra world, and I've never been in an orchestra, so who am I to say? But it feels like she's just making stuff up, and it's definitely a main character who is not special, is not qualified. Like, nothing makes her qualified to be as successful as she is other than she's the main character in this completely made up story. She's being given all these opportunities and everyone's obsessed with her, and she's cute and young and gorgeous, and she's 22, which is making me be like, ugh, no offense, 22-year-olds, but calm it down. And the whole way that the author is framing how orchestras work with like the conductor and the politics and people quitting and people it's just so weird, and it just feels so forced and fake and like you're reading a fictional story. And I don't understand the guy. First of all, I think I talked about this, but his name's Xander. I can't do another X name. I've tapped out at one. All he does is insult her. But then he's like gaslighting her about being insulted because he'll tell her that she's terrible and she's tense and she can't play. But then he'll like request playing with her. Huh? I just can't figure him out. I don't want to figure them out. I think I'm still gonna finish it because it's fine. I'm just so confused by it. Because I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a rivals to lovers, like orchestra setting. No. They're like not competing with each other really because they're separate instruments, so I'm like, what's the tension here? Like, what's the drama? I'm just so confused by it, so I clearly have a lot further to get through it. I'm not as excited for it as I was before I had known it would be like this. I'm gonna have to disqualify this from my 5-star predictions because it's not as good as Forget Me Not was. I'm ready to read some net new writing from her that is separate from her fanfiction writing days and is more recently written, because I think she can do a lot better than this. Anyway, oh, also speaking of, I think it is so cheesy for I'm so tired of the Sarah J Maas Cassandra Clare universe of it all, where every character has to be a background character in a different book. It's so cheesy to me. It doesn't even feel like fan service at this point. It feels like the author patting themselves on the back. They're like, I'm gonna give you a little Easter egg to this other thing that I did. Their story's done. I don't care. They don't live in my head. I don't need to know what they're up to. It is just so cheesy to me now, and that's so petty, but whatever. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go put on some, ooh, should I put on some music? And read my fucking, that's literally Adam Driver. Why, we can't keep letting them get away with this. I should have known. I should have known. Hello. I have nothing to do right now. I mean, I could do something. I don't feel like it. And I'm home from work, so I'm gonna sit on the couch and continue Not Another Love Song. Every time I read that book title, I think of Maisie Peters because she has a song called Not Another Rock Star. And I'm like, oh goddamn, not another love song. I have so many thoughts about this, and I feel like I can't really gather them, that I literally went and got my reading notebook so I can just take notes as I'm reading it. Because another thing I'm having a lot of issues with is the guy has a very much I know what's good for you attitude, even though he just noticed that she existed like a week ago, in a very mansplaining way of like, you should do this and you shouldn't be doing this. Ugh, it's just so irritating. And it also has a very teenager sentiment where both main characters are like, ugh, love songs are so obnoxious. Obviously the title is Not Another Love Song, but like they were at a wedding and played a cover of like Numb by Linkin Park, and she was like, I love the music at this wedding, it's so edgy. Numb by Linkin Park. Just in general, books about musicians and music can get really corny to me, because when characters get all like, music is my life and I feel it flowing through my soul and I don't feel complete without, it's a little bit cheesy to me, partially because I don't relate, but also it's like, it's a violin, dude. But yeah, I'm still only 33% in the way into this. I do only have 3.5 hours left, so I feel like I can knock out like 2 hours of this. Oh my god, it's 9 o'clock. Just kidding. I think I'm gonna read for like an hour unless this really sucks me in, but it's not that good. Hi, it's the next day. I hate doing standing reading vlog clips because I hate that you can see the tops of my shelves because I'm gargantuan. I was up until like midnight, or if not later last night, finishing my book. Was it worth that? Not really. How did I feel overall? A generous 2 stars is gonna be my final rating, which I think I knew, because the second that I found out that this was her first book she ever wrote, I was like, oh, oh, and the acknowledgement that even was like, this book was born on AO3. It's like, girl, we know. She also talked about how she's written several versions of this book and it was rejected over and over and over. I feel kind of bad saying it, but maybe needs another rewrite. Maybe could have been rejected again. Idea-wise, yeah, I get it. Like, a guy playing cello, like, massive hands, Adam Driver, I guess. The tension and the, like, rivalry that could exist between, like, two musicians, I feel like could have been done so well. It was not done so well. First of all, both of them are like managed by different people who are both terrible people from the onset, and you know this going into it. Both of them are like, oh, I hate this guy, or you've heard bad things about them, but both of them are like, I'll just keep doing my thing though. So when everything goes to shit, it's like, but duh. He was just so controlling and like, I know what's best for you. She was super naive. I also just was cringing a bit at everything in this, which I did not feel about her first book, so I'm just super confused by it. It just felt like every fanfic trope in the book. Like, certain things that were in this book are things that I wrote about when I was 16. I definitely do not recommend it, especially if you're a musician. It's just so implausible. I'm not even in orchestra. I did band for like 2 years, and it was so implausible. She's like a 20-year-old who just got hired by the symphony, and they're like, do you want first chair? There's a whole plot about like they both go back and forth between playing cello and violin, and it's like logistically I don't think those two are like the same thing where you can just sight read on one of them and like play. So I think it just exaggerated how well they could play music, so it was really hard to believe. I really just couldn't suspend my disbelief for this book, because the whole time I was like, that wouldn't happen. That's not how that works. If a guy did that to me, I'd be so pissed off. Yeah, I'm just happy it's over. 2 stars. We're not gonna ruminate on it, even though half of this vlog has been about it. But speaking of this vlog, I have to go edit it. That's everything for this one. Sneak peek of the next book I started. Ooh, ooh, you didn't see it. Bonnie's convinced I'm not gonna like this one, but whatever. Yeah, so Julie Soda, you had me in the first half, not gonna lie. Her next book, it said, doesn't come out till 2025. I'm so interested whether that one's gonna be good or shit. Maybe she had a one-hit wonder. We'll find out. Also, yes, the hair is coming down for a thumbnail. Oh my god, Julia Ferrara's in the background the whole time. Hey girl, hey girl. I can't stop going, hey girl. Okay, bye. See you when you watch this.